We actually missed it. The true best SMG of Chapter 5 is not an SMG at all. I only recently made the switch to Fortnite. Before that, I've played and won countless tournaments in a different BR called Run Royale. And after switching and falling in love with Fortnite, I made it my goal to become the best together with you guys. For this, I created this channel here where I analyze everything about Fortnite in detail. I went over every single weapon this season already, and there was only one missing, the Striker AR. But guys, for this one, we are doing something special. We will turn the Striker AR into the Striker SMG, as this is the absolute best weapon to play close range next to your shotgun. So what I'm gonna do is analyze the Striker as an SMG. Yes, for this I'll split the video in 3 main parts. In part 1, I'll cover the base weapon, the ideal loadout, as well as the best attachments for turning the Striker into an SMG. In part 2, we'll compare the Striker SMG to its direct competitors in the SMG slot. And in step 3, we'll talk about strategy, meaning how to most efficiently use the Striker SMG. So before we talk about the perfect loadout, let's cover the base. The Striker comes with insanely high DPS for an SMG, super high damage per shot, as well as very good mid and long range. The structure damage is also really good. And of course, the range is godlike for an SMG. Fire rate is low. However, this doesn't matter at all as the DPS is insanely high. This is even a plus because it means we get less recoil on this, since we're shooting less often. It comes with an insanely large mag size. Again, keeping in mind that the fire rate is so slow. The reload time is the biggest weakness. Vertical recoil is pretty high, but horizontal is very good. When we level up the Striker, we of course get more DPS by getting higher damage per shot on all distances. Reload time drastically goes down as well as vertical recoil. To be honest, the vertical recoil doesn't matter all that much since we will be using it super close range as an SMG. Vertical recoil is more important for long range shooting. So you can say the Striker AR is a close to mid range AR, but of course for this video we will compare it versus the SMG weapons. But first, let's talk loadout and attachments. This is the SMG that will make playing Pump finally feel viable, which is the main point of playing the Striker as an SMG. Because if you play the auto shotgun with its longer effective range and more gas in the tank, there's no need to have an SMG type of weapon to begin with, which is why people usually play it together with weapons that are good on AR distance and beyond. That means we are gonna play it with the pump shotgun. Another benefit of playing this over the classic SMGs is that, of course, we will be more efficient on slightly longer range too. Also filling the AR slot with the same weapon, which means the last weapon in our inventory will be the sniper rifle. Yes, if you really want to play Enforcer AR for long range, since it's honestly incredibly good right now, go ahead. But my recommendation is the sniper rifle for this one. Finishing the loadout, we will play 1 movement tool and 1 shield/heal item, shockwaves of supreme movement, and grapple blade for consistency. I said it a million times, but just for the new people, yes, shockwaves give better movement. However, you can run out of shockwave grenades. You're not gonna run out of grapple blade charges. And you know this, if you get stuck in a late game without any movement, the game is very hard. I personally go with a grapple blade. Try to get flowberry fish as your shield item. It is absolutely S tier. By the way, go watch my all items tier list that I just made. Other good shields are big shields, of course, blue fish, and if you have multiple medallions, you can also go for medkits. I've seen people also vouching for normal flowberries, but to be honest, I think Flowberry Fist is just better. However, I agree that they're not trash. Okay, let's finish part 1 by explaining the best attachments before we can compare the Striker SMG with the other weapons in that slot. First up, Quick Mag. We want a Quick Mag as it gives us 20% faster reload, and as I said before, reload speed is the biggest weakness of the Striker if you look at it as an SMG. Then of course we will use the laser for 30% more hipfire accuracy. Without the laser, this build does not work. Sorry guys, but we have to rewatch this clip. Real. Dude, what was that? For sights, we either go with the red eye sight or no sight. I recommend using the red eye as this will help you immensely on mid-range. However, keep in mind that if you play no sight, you get 20% faster ADS transition in time and 10% faster ADS transition out time. I do, however, think the benefits of the red eye are better. And lastly, the muzzle brake. It gives 20% less horizontal recoil, 20% less vertical recoil, and 20% less recoil per bullet. Of course, super good as we will hold down left click and spam this map weapon? Boah, TSK moment. Of course, super good, as we will hold down left click and spam this weapon as much as we can. One word at a time. Okay, let's quickly take a look at Legendary Striker with the perfect attachments versus Nisha's Mythical Striker, so we know which one to prioritize if we get the chance. The first two attachments are the same. Nisha Striker also comes with a red eye and a speed mech, and upgrading from Legendary to Mythical will lower the reload speed from 2.88 seconds to 2.72 seconds, which really isn't all that much, to be honest. But Nisha's comes with an angled grip, meaning we lose the 30% hipfire accuracy from the laser and gain 15% ADS speed both in and out instead, which will 100% mean we will hit a lot less bullets when hipfiring, which is of course the whole point of playing the Striker as an SMG. And lastly, it comes with a suppressor that lowers the effective range of the Striker for giving us sound suppression, which is absolutely useless, especially for us, while we also lose 20% recoil reduction from the muzzle brake. Lastly, we gain 8 DPS, going from 226.8 DPS to 234.9 DPS, which is exactly 1 damage per bullet. But to be honest, we will lose way more damage to accuracy, since again, our own custom Striker will have 30% better hipfire combined with 20% less recoil. Yes, vertical recoil also gets reduced from 3.33 to 3.145 with upgrading. However, vertical recoil matters way less than horizontal for us, and also it's not nearly as much as we gain by having the right attachments. This means the Legendary Striker AR outclasses Nisha's by quite a lot for our purposes. This might be the most controversial statement I'm gonna make this video, but taking all this into calculation, even a white Striker with our attachments is better than Nisha Striker AR, as long as our attachments make us hit just 2 bullets more, which is very, very reasonable to think. We will have more damage and more accuracy. It's actually way better than Nisha's. This honestly came as a shock to myself, but when I did my research here, yeah, this is just how it is. Alright, now that you guys know everything about the Striker SMG, apart from strategy, which we will talk about later, let's compare the Striker SMG with its direct competitors. Let's start with the easiest one, the Hyper SMG. If we look at the Legendary Striker, as this is the most powerful it can get, and at the Mythical Hyper SMG. The only advantage the Hyper SMG has is reload speed, and to be honest, it gets straight up demolished at everything else. We got higher DPS, higher damage per shot, higher damage on mid, long, and close range, as well as higher structure damage and of course more efficient range. Yes, the Hyper SMG comes with a higher fire rate, but again, doesn't matter if the DPS isn't higher. And yes, while it has 5 bullets more in the tank, you will still do less damage with a mech, meaning you can actually shoot the Striker SMG for longer. Again, reload speed goes to the Hyper, but that's about it. Other thing again is vertical recoil, but it's useless. We care about horizontal recoil, and the horizontal recoil is way better on the Striker. So this is a super easy stomp for the Striker AR as an SMG. Next up, Thunderburst SMG. This is a way closer matchup. The DPS is wrong on the sheet here, by the way, so I have to go by gut, but I think it's fair to say that the Striker AR has higher DPS than the Thunderburst for sure. Surprisingly, the Thunderburst actually comes with higher damage per shot on all distances and even on structure damage. However, efficient range again goes to the Striker, which evens it out on longer ranges. Fire rate actually goes to the Thunderburst, which, to be honest, combined with the higher damage per shot would mean it does more DPS, but realistically you're gonna miss way more shots with the burst on close range than with the Striker. Reload speed, max size, and recoil all goes to the Thunderburst as well. And to be honest, for people that have aim assist, aka play on controller, I can see taking the Thunderburst as the winner here, but only if you can consistently, honestly hit all your shots. If you feel like you're missing even 1 shot per burst on average in close range, the Striker AR takes the lead again. So this is actually super close matchup. I will however say that the Striker is slightly better here, but I have no clear winner. Striker versus Ranger Pistol. The Ranger Pistol really is a super underrated weapon, and while it has more damage per shot, it does have way lower DPS, and its main strength is its accuracy, especially combined with a red eye sight. So to be honest, it's more fair to compare this weapon with mid-range weapons. On close range, as a an SMG, Striker takes the win again. And then lastly, Striker versus Lock-on Pistol. You guys know I'm a fan of the Lock-on Pistol, so let's take a look. DPS is not accurate, as this is the DPS of the initial burst you get with the Lock-on Pistol. So we can't really go with the sheet here. However, as an SMG type weapon, I'm telling you guys, this matchup is not even close. Why, you ask? The Lock-on Pistol runs out of bullets incredibly fast with its insanely small max size of 12 bullets. All the other stats are of course very good. It being hit scan and having literally 0 recoil is another big plus. However, the last thing we want for our weapon that we combine with our insanely slow pump shotgun is a weapon that runs out of steam before we finish the enemy. And the Lock-on Pistol sadly isn't good enough as an SMG. It is, however, 100% S tier as a mid-range weapon. This means the Striker SMG takes another win, and in my mind is without a doubt the best weapon in the SMG tier. Yes, it's close against the Thunderburst, but it is way more consistent, and I will declare it the SMG king. Let's finish the video by talking about strategy. As with any other SMG, it is best if you manage to get very close to your enemy. Of course, this is always only recommended after already having an HP advantage. Try to hit a snipe before pushing with your movement, or if you are close enough, open a fight with the Striker. Any normal close range fight will begin with you hitting a high damage shot with your pump shotgun before switching to the Striker to finish off the enemy with its insanely strong hip fire. Do not be afraid to reset fights if you aren't happy with the amount of damage you put on the enemy with your pump. Play close to cover until you get the HP advantage, even in close range. Do not be impatient. Summary: the Striker SMG is the highest DPS weapon you can find in the SMG slot, and it's so good at this that playing pump is a real possibility even in zero build with this as a sidearm. If you play build, this loadout is even way stronger as pump shotgun TSK moment too. If you play build, this loadout is even way stronger as pump shotgun already has a great advantage over the auto shotgun to begin with over there. That's a very long sentence. Take your custom Striker AR over anything else you're going to find for this slot. In total, it's fair to say that the Striker AR is actually the king of all SMGs in Chapter 5 Season 1. Absolute key to perfecting this build is the pump shotgun loadout. It is ultra important for this. Go watch my video that I made on it. It is 100% necessary to know exactly how to play the pump for this. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video or appreciate the effort I put into making it. Or best case, want to see my future guides. Again, thanks for watching. It's honestly really cool for me. I'm still a very small YouTuber, and it's cool that you guys are actually enjoying my videos. I was very happy to see all the insanely positive comments on my hotspot analysis video as well. The last one was easily the hardest video I've edited. I'm super happy with how it turned out, and it's a good feeling that, you know, like all the effort actually paid off there a little bit. So definitely more of that soon, as literally no other YouTuber is doing this. But yes, I'll see you in the next video.